We're going to be talking a little bit about the legal ecosystem. There are many hurdles that you need to leap over, but you need to have an initial idea of what you want and what it is that you're looking for. From the moment you walk through the door of that law firm until the moment you leave, you're being watched and assessed. The application forms are really long. We're going to be talking a little bit about the legal ecosystem and some of the strategies that you need to get the dream job at the top firms within law. So first of all, you need to identify the 20 to 30 firms, law firms that you're going to be applying to. This is a war of attrition. There are many hurdles that you need to leap over and hoops that you need to go through in order to land both a vacation scheme and then a training contract. So now, what can you be doing now in this summer before you start university? So what do you need to do? Okay, number one, you need to create the long list of the 20, 30 firms that you're going to be applying to, and then you need to group them according to type. Why do you need to do this? To save yourself time when you're writing the cover letters and in the actual interviews, because they will often ask you, okay, so apart from us, who else are you applying to? And if you name a firm that is totally different to their firm, they will see that you're not focused, that you're just applying to anybody else. So you need to be applying to a firm that is more or less the same size, has more or less the same type of clients, operates in more or less the same geographies, and critically has more or less the same practice areas. Whilst you might not yet know which practice areas you genuinely want to transition into for employment, and that's fine. But you need to have an initial idea of what you want and what it is that you're looking for, because that's also then is part of the answering the questions on the application form, which compared to banking and finance, compared to consultancy, compared to the tech firms, the application forms are really long. First of all, you need to get your CV out of the way, and it needs to be done in a way that is tightly structured. You do need to have your LinkedIn, and that your LinkedIn needs to be fully up to speed. And you also need to be following some of the top law firms, and that will be connected to your LinkedIn. The cover letter. Once you've got your list of 20 to 30 firms, you can start preparing a briefing sheet and an initial cover letter. Then it's about why you're a good fit. Again, this takes you to the research that you've already done on the firm and the sort of qualities that they're looking for. For example, communication skills, which can be divided into negotiating skills, are very important for a lawyer. You're going to have to be explaining complex black letter law legal issues to your clients who, while they know their corporate business very well, won't be able to understand the subtleties and the nuances of black letter law. So you need to be able to explain something complex, break it down, use metaphors, put it across. Online test, go and look at the Watson Glaser test. The Watson Glaser. This is the key test that you will be doing for many of the law firms. Once we've got this done, you've then got to think about how are you in front of a camera. You're going to have robot interviews where you're going to have to answer competency questions, but also commercial questions. Commercial questions such as tell us about a business story that has interested you and what are the implications for our practice areas. But once you get on the vacation scheme and you get invited to an assessment day, and you're going to be put in a group of 6 and you're going to have to work on a project together, you're going to need to learn to pick out what is relevant information, what isn't relevant information. But it's not as important as your ability to interact with other people. If somebody's being quiet, Diane, you haven't said anything yet. What are your thoughts on this? You're bringing in somebody else. These are teamwork exercises. You must make sure that you remember that from the moment you walk through the door of that law firm until the moment you leave, you're being watched and assessed. All of these are the skills and steps you need to work on consistently from now, from the time you finished your exams, before you go to university, and then keep it going. Okay, I hope some of that's going to be helpful for you, and I look forward to meeting some of you in the future. Take care now.